Hey y'all, I'm Rachel, owner and artist at Stellar Rose Boutique here in Greeneville, Tennessee. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for me and mash the notifications bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Along with filming my regular content for the last 3 weeks, I've been working on this one. This is gonna be multiple content videos from start to finish as I go. So make sure you hit the notifications bell and hit all so you won't miss any of them. Come on, I'm really excited to show you what I've started. Let's go. This is the second full bath in my house and it is in pretty rough shape. It came this way when I purchased the home in 2019, and this is the bathroom that my son uses and guests use. When it's done, it'll look completely brand new, like we've gutted it, but we didn't do that. I purchased some 5mm underlayment board. I'm going to do vertical shiplap on the bottom, and you see me here drawing the rough line approximate because I'm taping off the bottom so I don't have so much of a mess to clean up, because I'm going to do knockdown on the top half of the wall. The products I'm using here is an already pre-made bucket of all-purpose joint compound from Lowe's. I have I believe it's a window knife, and a texturizing hopper from Harbor Freight, a drill, and a mixer. I added some water to some of the compound so you get a consistency of like a really thick pancake batter. I fill my hopper about half full. I connect it to the air hose to the compressor and set it for 60 psi. I start spraying in the corners first, as you see me do here, and then I spray from side to side, and then I go from top to bottom. I do this so that there's not a specific texture or direction on the wall. When I start knocking it down, I use this rubber blade because I found when I use the metal knife blades, it leaves lines in it. I'm not a professional, this just is what works for me. And you take very light pressure and you go in different directions to knock it down so you don't have a pattern of all one way. After each knockdown, I wipe the blade down with a wet rag. This is what it looked like when I just finished, and this is what it looked like after it dried for a day. The next step is to prime the walls. I had left over from a 5-gallon bucket of primer and sealer that I purchased last year from Lowe's. It's Valspar multi-surface primer and sealer. It's good for drywall, wood, and masonry surfaces. I borrowed my neighbor's 5-gallon mixer attachment because I couldn't find mine. Thanks, Terry and Brent. I really appreciate it. I grabbed a Worcester short brush from my shop that I carry, and I started cutting in the walls. After I was done cutting it in, I rolled 2 full coats of this primer sealer on the knockdown, and then I have 1 full coat on all of the underside. The people before us were nicotine users, and it would come through the wall no matter how much I scrubbed the walls. The next step is shiplap. I purchased it from Lowe's, the 5mm underlayment board, and they cut it for me. Normally I would have brought it home and done it myself. However, my truck is still in the shop and being repaired from an accident that I was in. This is a service that Lowe's provides at no cost to the consumer. So they cut it down so it would fit in the Ford Taurus trunk that I'm driving as a rental. Here you see me cutting each board. I wanted it 4 inches wide. And then I sanded every single side. Once I found the spacing that I liked between each board, I looked for something that I could use. I ended up taping 2 nickels together, and that's what you see me in blue sliding up and down as I install it with my 18 gauge Craftsman cordless brad nailer. After I was done installing the faux shiplap all the way around the bathroom, I took paintable caulk and I filled every single hole left from the brad nails so that it would have a seamless look once it's painted. When I'm doing a project here in the house and I need to use caulk like I'm doing here in this bathroom remodel, this is my favorite kind for two reasons. One, it's in an easy tube for me to handle. It's hard for me to squeeze that caulk gun all the time. And two, this is the easiest one that you can paint over, where it accepts the paint that you're using, and you can't tell the difference between the product behind it and where the caulk starts. Also, one of the things I loved is that when I use this on the floor in my boys' room, when I redid it last year, I'll link that below, it mixed in with the weathered wood. So the caulk turned the color of the floor that I needed it to. The audio was really wonky on this section. I wasn't sure why. So I'm showing you here, if you look at the rings around the bottom of it, there's a 45-degree angle one. So it shows you, just like this, to cut it so you can make it easier to use the caulk. Now that you have your tube of caulk and it's cut, now I'm holding the camera in my one hand so it's kind of wobbly and wonky. Sorry about that, guys. And a cup of water and a rag. You're gonna put your tube, the part in the corner in here, and you're gonna squeeze. And when you squeeze, it'll start coming out and it'll start coming down. And then you will take your finger and I dip it in the water first. I forgot to tell you, because it'll make it smooth and better. And then you just run it down until you get it the way you want it. And then I also go back and help to clean up the edges. Like, I don't want it, all this extra here. I will clean that up. I cannot stand a bad caulk job. It drives me nuts. And that's all, guys. It's super easy. It's time to paint the shiplap now. I did paint the boards that went in behind the toilet when I installed them first, because I would not have been able to roll them without making a big mess. This shiplap here was not pre-painted, and you see how between the boards there doesn't have paint? I discovered using my pointy sisters or my French tip round that this makes it really easy to get paint between all of them. I do sell the pointy sisters from ClingOn in my shop. I then took a 4-inch roller and went over all of my brush strokes so I didn't have a different texture. Hey y'all, I want to bring you up to speed on where I'm at updating the guest full bath in my home. As you can tell, I'm painting. I'm literally covered from hair to toe in paint. Right now I have 2 full coats of primer on my Knockdown, 2 full coats of primer on my Faux Shiplap, and 1 full coat of paint on my Faux Shiplap. I had Lowe's Color Match DIY's White Swan to this Sherwin-Williams Showcase brand. It's supposed to be a 1 coat and done. It's at least 2, if not 3 coats. One of my tips when you're painting with a brand new roller is you need to get it wet. Just dampen it a little bit and shake it off. That helps stop some of this peeling and the fuzz from ending up on your wall. Come on, let me show you. I take a little bit of warm water, I cup it in my hand, I rub it down both sides of the roller, and I shake it off. It is literally that simple, guys. So I prefer the Purdy brand for both my roller naps and my rollers. Look at this. Smooth consistency, and I can count on them every time. So come with me and let's start rolling. This is the Sherwin-Williams in satin showcase paint sold at Lowe's. It is definitely not a 1 coat paint. It does go on very nicely, but it did take 2 full coats on both the Knockdown and on the Faux Shiplap even after 2 full coats of primer were already on it. I know this isn't my normal trash to treasure or thrift flip video, but I wanted to show you how using the same products over the entire process of updating this bathroom, you can save thousands and have a beautiful space in your home. If you would like to browse through some of the products that I carry that you can use to update your home like this, feel free to hop on stellaroseboutique.co or in my shop at 524 Justis Drive, Greeneville, Tennessee, or at the Sevierville location inside of Violet Kingdom Boutique. So y'all, tell me what you think. Did you enjoy this content? If so, hit the like button and let me know in the comments, and you can share it out with your friends and family that you think would enjoy it too. When we're all done, it's the same cabinets, countertops, and flooring, but it's not gonna look like it once we've used some Iron Orchid Designs, DIY paint, and some widget band on it. You'll never know that thousands of dollars wasn't spent in this bathroom to remodel it. You can do it too. Also, I'll tell you in the next video how I got all the molding and the trim for the top of the shiplap at Lowe's for less than $35. If you guys could also do me a good favor, one of my really good friends who's a content creator like me, her name is Hasifa from Preston Avery Designs. She is 173 hours away from being monetized. If you guys could please hop on her channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and watch her videos. She has a beautiful story, especially if you follow the ones from the DIY network that she's got on her YouTube channel on how she came to America. It is amazing. She's a beautiful soul. Thanks guys for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.